Master John, Master Tian, and Master Chai, and all Tauke, good evening. Tonight, Sister Rosemarie will give us her compassionate guidance about those who have received the Tao are fortunate. Why? Sister Rosemarie will explain it to us. 咱是的要请咱的 Sister Rosemarie 甲咱示导。Now let us invite our Sister Rosemarie for her compassionate guidance.
So, first of all, I would like to thank our Heavenly Mother for her mercifulness, for giving us all this opportunity to join each other together. Even though we're far apart, we are always given the opportunity to be together and learn. And thank you also to the Buddha and the sages for all their guidance and their protection every day, and for all our blessings also. And thank you also to our Tian Tuan Shi, all right, for giving us Tai Tian Tuan Shi, Chou Tian Tuan Shi, for giving us the opportunity to learn and to be together once more. And to all of you who are present tonight, thank you so much for being here, because without you, I would not have this opportunity.
感謝天主主地，感謝老祖師的奉旨，感謝師尊的大地，感謝大家，感謝老店傳師各位前賢，各位感謝公司的栽培，和我有這機會通了完。
Okay, so our lecture for tonight is about the message of Jesus Christ that he sent through a medium in one of the Tao seminars. And this is about how fortunate those of us who have received the Tao.
今仔的全題就是咱的，就是耶穌有一擺伫法會時陣，伊介紹，互咱講的一個真水的真水的道理，要互咱知影講咱敢若求道也是真有福。
Let me begin my lecture with a story, and this is something that I witnessed a couple of years ago in one of the temples that I go to. And in that temple, there was a medium where Chikong Buddha came through that medium. And there was a seminar where some people received the Tao. And one of those who received the Tao was the relatives of the one of the temple, the one who manages the temple. And one of those relatives was spoken to by Chikong Buddha. And then Chikong Buddha said to her, you are experiencing problem with your stomach. And then the woman said, yes. You know, that something that is giving you pain in your stomach is actually something that you owe. It is a creature that you owe something to. It is like the shape of a fish, and that creature is trying to make you pay for whatever you owe him. And then Chikong Buddha said, if you want to be healed of your disease or your sickness, you have to be vegetarian. So that moment, she just received the Tao already. Chikong Buddha was telling her, this is your problem, and you have to practice vegetarian if you want to be healed of your disease. But what happened? The lady said, I'll think about it. The lady said, I'll think about it. But Chikong Buddha said, I cannot guarantee you up to when I can help you, right? Because Chikong Buddha is already telling her, you have to be vegetarian, you have to pledge vegetarian, otherwise I cannot help you. So what the lady responded was, I'm not sure, but I will think about it. All right?
头先就是咱的讲师有一个故事要甲咱讲，就是有一摆伊去目玉嘛，伊去目玉参加一个法会，伊参加法会时阵无，因个做公外佛借巧计巧，伊借巧时阵无，伊就甲一个道亲的亲戚，一个大祖的亲戚，伊甲迄个大祖的亲戚讲。你是毋是腹肚咧疼？你腹肚是干安怎？你知影你腹肚疼是啥物原因无？你腹肚疼的原因就是你有得罪着一只鱼，迄只鱼即嘛伫你的腹肚，要互你受一个遐大的 punishment，遐大的责罚，要互你知影讲你以早有得罪着伊。啊，若你要经过即个苦无，你都爱发愿讲，你爱食菜。若你我若食菜，即只鱼就袂阁甲你吐。即个道亲听到这讲外佛讲以外，伊就说讲，我毋知影呢，食菜哦，我爱先想看觅。了，这讲外佛就讲，若你无食菜无。我嘛无法度通甲你帮忙，我袂甲你保证讲你后摆会减会好势，所以你爱先受看觅，你爱好好去食菜，好好去改，若无我嘛无法度甲你照顾。所以这个故事到这边。
I'm sharing that story because the woman just received the Tao, but already Chikung Buddha is trying to help her, but she does not realize that it is the actual Buddha who's telling her already how to save herself. And that is actually true for most of us. We may not hear directly from Chikung Buddha, but after receiving the Tao, we are already guided in so many ways, and thus we are very fortunate, but some of us do not realize it.
所以伊讲即个故事的原因，就是互咱知影讲，其实咱拄啊求道煞，咱都已经仙佛不但是这讲话，佛咱的仙佛，拢会甲咱提醒讲，咱点都爱改，点都爱出力，才会互咱生活，才互咱受道的好势。有诶，虽然咱有诶，咱无经过着有师傅介绍诶人甲咱讲无，咱诶生活诶各种代志拢会互咱知影讲，咱点都爱改。毋过就是遐侪人拢袂了解，遐侪人拢毋知影，所以咱就多人都爱知影讲，其实咱诶师傅拢踮边仔咧甲咱照顾咱，咧甲咱提醒咱。
So that's why Chikung Buddha sent us this message for all of us Tao who have received the Tao to realize how very fortunate that we are.
所以咱这个话佛，甲咱讲即个，就是要互咱知影讲，咱道亲，咱受道人拢是真有福气。
So the first message is, next slide, please. The first message of Jesus Christ said, those who have received the Tao are fortunate because the Master has pointed the right path to you. So since most of you already can read this in Chinese, I would start explaining. So we all know that to receive the Tao is not a very easy thing. We have to first, based on listening to all the lectures of our seniors, we all know that to receive the Tao, we must have the right virtue. We must have accumulated a lot of virtue in the past. We must have, affinity with the saints, and that our parents also have had, and our ancestors must have had a lot of virtue.
So 头一个就是求道的人有福家，因为 恁有受民事一致。头一项就是咱知影讲咱求道时阵无，咱开着咱的善观，开咱的本，互咱知咱的本性。毋是逐个人拢有法通经过即个，毋是逐个拢有迄个福通得着道。若有法通求道无，就表示讲咱有缘分，咱有功德，了咱的啥？咱的老祖师嘛是咱的啥？咱的 ancestor 嘛是已经有做啊侪好代志，才有人互咱有即个福通得着道。
I have witnessed many people who are already in the temple who have been invited to receive the Tao, and yet when the ceremony began, when their names are already written, once the ceremony starts, they will leave and they will ask, they will not receive the Tao. So we all know that moment, they either lack the virtue or maybe something is stopping them from receiving the Tao.
咱的讲师，咱的道亲拢有拄着即款情形，就是遐侪人名已经写落去啊，已经要开始求道啊，求道的啥的礼节中啊，才忽然间讲要走，忽然间要 back out，要走时阵无，嘛是有原因，原因就是为着无功德无够，或是迄个缘分未够，拢有各种原因啊，或是伊的心无法度当了愿，才会忽然间要走，哦。
So receiving the Tao is the first step, and it's just the first step. Receiving the Tao is just the first step, and once you receive the Tao, we are already very fortunate because at that moment, the Master is able to point to us already the way or the path back to heaven, to our Heavenly Mother.
咱求着道无，就是第一部分，就是第一阶段，就是求道。咱求道都已经也福气啊，为着咱求道时阵无，咱的上帝、上天都已经互咱一致，互咱知影讲咱的善观、咱的本性伫倒位。
Today, there are many other religions existing in this world, but none will point to us where the path to heaven, back to heaven is. So that's why we're very fortunate.
即摆咱的宗教嘛是足多，咱有遐侪 religion， 遐侪宗教。虽然宗教遐侪无，嘛无一个宗教会甲咱，互咱知影讲，咱正是爱行倒一条路，是要安怎会当归天。
And after receiving the Tao, okay, the Tao is receiving the Tao is just the first step, like I said. The next step, all right, is learning the Tao. So next slide, please. Okay, that's why Jesus said, those who are learning the Tao are fortunate because they know and understand the way back to heaven. So why did Jesus say that those who are learning Tao are fortunate because they know and understand the way back to heaven? First, that's why receiving the Tao is the first step, because without receiving the Tao, without our wisdom being open, it is hard for us to learn what the true Tao is all about.
第二个就是咱求道煞都爱学道嘛，咱学道就知影讲，其实学道的人已经有福噶，因为你明白登去天顶的路，咱若求道煞无，咱都已经福噶，为着咱都已经知影讲，咱都有迄个智慧，通了解讲，咱天的路是伫倒位。
Quack. Quack.
After our wisdom is opened, we are now going to be invited by our fellow Tao relatives, our seniors, our master. We are going to be invited to attend lectures, and through those lectures, we learn more about what life is all about. We learn more about what the truth is all about.
咱求道煞无，咱的咱的前贤，咱的电传师，咱的讲师，拢会甲咱招讲去参加开班听课。为着咱已经现管叫做日子啊，所以咱就有法通学习讲。咱上天要教咱什么是真理，什么是道。
And the more we learn, the more we understand.
咱愈学就会愈了解。
For example, one of the things that we learn from the temple is about the law of cause and effect, and also why we need to practice vegetarianism.
譬如讲说，咱拄入道时阵无，咱头一项会学到的就是 cause and effect 因果 karma。什么是因，什么是果，咱拢会去用教，咱拢会听着迄种课。佮另外一项就是有啥物咱都爱食菜，有啥物咱都爱了食菜会愿。
And personally, I am very grateful because our master has our master Titan Tuansher, they have personally taught us in so many ways, and also through our seniors like Sister Lucy, Mrs. D, and everyone in the temple. They guided us and taught us not only through the lectures but also through their examples.
So 比如讲咱的讲师嘛是也感恩讲，伊去入道时阵无，伊有法当拄着伊有法当着遐济人的学习，有点传师，有咱的讲师，有咱的律师讲师、科讲师，有咱的啥老讲师，伊个啥伊个 Eleanor 讲师，通教伊成全伊。
And whatever we learn, we are now able to practice in our daily life, whatever we learn from them.
叫咱踮道中学习的物件，都会通踮平常的生活用着。
Which brings me to the next message of Jesus Christ. Those who are cultivating Tao are fortunate. So after Tao, we learn the Tao, and then we are able to cultivate the Tao. Those who are cultivating Tao are fortunate because our Heavenly Father is always taking care of them. So, when we cultivate the Tao, when we practice, cultivating the Tao means we practice what we learn.
So 后一个就是咱啥求道煞，就是爱受道。你受道的人就是有福噶，因为上帝时时拢咧甲咱照顾。咱咧求道，咱咧受道嘛是咱咧学习。
So our Heavenly Father can only take care of us. For example, if our parents, when we follow our parents' advice, our parents' teaching, and our parents, they teach us through their teaching and their advice. If we follow them, we also are being guided and being protected.
就敢若款，就是咱咧受道，就是敢若款咱咧听咱的爸爸、咱的妈妈、咱的爸爸妈妈、咱的上天的话，因咱若听因的话无，咱拄仔都通受着福，咱拄仔通了解着道理，了解着安怎生活。
Next slide, please. So there is a saying that so after we receive the Tao, we learn the Tao, and now we will practice or cultivate the Tao. So when we there is a saying that practice makes perfect. But okay, you can translate first. Practice makes perfect.
OK，咱受道时阵无，咱咧学习时阵无，咱都有法当学安怎做佛嘛。有一个，咱上车地话就是讲 practice makes perfect，就是爱练习，才有法当变做才有变做标准，才有变做厉害，才有变做 perfect 天才。
So we will only truly learn, if we practice what we learn. But there is a better way to say this, which is next slide. There is a better way. Practice does not make perfect, but only perfect practice makes perfect.
不过虽然讲，若是咱有练习，咱才会变 perfect，咱才会变牛。这会上好的方法就是 perfect 的练习，上标准的练习，才有法通互咱做一个上高的人才。
I will give an example. Many people know that vegetarianism is good for the body, but still a lot of people will not listen whenever we tell them that vegetarianism is good. Now, for example, I would give an example about my coworkers, whom for many years I've been trying to influence to become vegetarian, and until now they still would eat what we call this fish. They would still eat, they would say they would only eat seafood. But one time, one of my coworkers started having vomiting, and she was having severe diarrhea. And then I told her, "What did you eat last night?" She said, "I ate fish." "I told you to stop eating fish," is what I told her. But even though you teach many people many things, but if their wisdom is not opened and they will not practice, they will not learn that what you're saying is true.
So， 譬如讲，咱的工作嘛，伊点工作有交的同学、同事的coworker， 伊的同事无，伊常常咧甲鼓励伊食菜。虽然伊一直鼓励伊食菜，无即个同事无，嘛是佫无爱食菜，伊嘛是佫讲要爱食鱼。所以伊无爱做 vegetarian， 伊爱做食鱼的人。伊食鱼无，有一摆会知落屎 diarrhea， 落屎时阵无，咱的公司则会讲，你着看着讲，咱是毋是食菜对你较好？你食鱼都会着salmonella。你salmonella都会互你会食腹肚也侪细菌，也压针，你就会落屎嘛。这就是表示讲，虽然遮多人知影讲食菜是好的代志，不过啦，你敢若知影，你无去 practice， 你无去学习，你嘛袂着食菜的好处。
But I have a co-worker also who was able to receive the Tao. So this coworker, my other coworker, was able to receive the Tao. I was able to bring her to temple, and after she received the Tao and she heard about cause and effect and about vegetarianism, why we practice vegetarianism. And one of her job is to sell food to all our students. So we are running a school, and she's the one giving food to the students. But the moment she heard about, after she received the Tao, she heard about vegetarianism. Immediately, she does not want to sell any more meat to all the students. So some of the students will tell her, please sell us meat or fish or chicken. But she said, I will not sell you anything that will kill you because it nearly killed me.
另外一个同事当时有去求道，有去听课，听课时阵无，伊则发现着讲食菜是爱人爱是食菜。伊听着这以外无，为着咱的讲师是踮一个学堂咧做事嘛。这个伊的同事无，伊咧踮学堂拢有咧卖伊家己厝内创的菜。伊顶摆伊拢会卖粗的，拢会互甲学生卖粗的。毋过伊对开始求着道，听着咱的讲师的课以外，伊都无爱个啥，无爱个煮粗的互人食，所以伊即马伊咧开始卖菜的咯。所以卖菜时阵无，才会互知影讲啥，才会互知影讲食菜，成全人食菜，互人知影讲食菜好处，食菜则袂为着你食肉会杀生，会害你的腹肚，会害你破病。交即个有求道的人共款，伊才食错时嘛，险啊破病，险啊死去。
Okay, so next slide, please. Another message of Jesus Christ. Those who propagate the Tao are fortunate because they are the sons of our Heavenly Father.
后一个就是讲道的人是有福噶，因为你才是天地的囝。
Next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, so we receive the Tao, we learn the Tao, we practice the Tao, and we propagate the Tao. So in propagating the Tao, we come in contact with people who are very bright, like our masters. In the process of propagating the Tao, I was very fortunate to meet a lot of masters, and I was able to learn from them. I was able to be blessed by their presence. And, when you go to different temples, when you help a lot of people, you feel also very fortunate and you feel blessed. You do not feel tired because you know that you are with people who are, who are doing the work of heaven.
So 后一个，咱求得道，咱修道，咱学道，煞无，就是传道。咱咧传道就是咧成全咱的道亲。咱成全道亲无，咱拢会拄着遐侪种人。咱嘛是真感谢讲，踮咱咧成全道亲时阵无，咧传道时阵无，拄着遐侪受到遐侪点传师，遐侪学长讲师照顾，遐侪因的教，因的修养，为着咱的讲师，咱的点传师，咱的前贤，拢是咧做咱上帝、咱天顶的代志，doing the work of heaven，咧做啥？ 咧做咱天堂嘅代志。
Whenever we do the work of heaven, we build also a good affinity. Whenever we do the work of heaven, we build good affinity.
咱咧做好代志，咱咧做天顶嘅代志，无咱嘛是咧叫人结好缘，咱会较好嘅缘分。
Next slide, please. Okay, yes, this one. This one, tama na. That's right. No, back, go back. Yan. Those who propagate the Tao are fortunate because they are quietly protected by all the saints and the sages. So I'm going to share a story about one of a Tao relative that I met before. And she said she is a temple owner and she is very active in helping the masters and the seniors to propagate the Tao.
So 後一個就是辦道嘅人有福家，因為諸天神佛暗中咧保護。咱會講述要講一個道親嘅故事，這個道親是點另外一點寫點道場拄着會寫嘅道親，有一個故事有分享學寫，互咱嘅講師聽。
One time, she and her family were planning to go to Thailand. And all of her family are going there for vacation, for Christmas. But for some reason, whatever they do, they cannot book a flight or a hotel in that place that is in Phuket, Thailand. And what they did, of course, because they cannot book any flight or any hotel there, they just spent Christmas here at home. But what happened on that day when they were supposed to arrive there? What happened? Next slide, please. What happened? They heard from the news that the place that they were going to was that was the one that was badly hit by the tsunami. So were they being protected by our Heavenly Mother?
OK，這個寫這個，對了，這個道親無，就是有一擺，伊想要去寫伊vacation 嘛，度假嘛，叫我共款明仔後日嘛是度假。伊迄擺無，就是想要運時陣無，就想要去買票去泰國去甲人說我哩卡。毋過伊安怎買無？迄票攏無愛互伊寫我哩卡吧，無愛互伊寫，無愛互伊去泰國。伊安怎買？伊雖然伊有夠錢通買，毋過迄票攏一直無愛互伊去，一直 cancel。最後無，伊就無去，伊就踮菲律賓過 Christmas 聖誕節。過 Christmas 時陣無，伊才發覺着講，伊才查着新聞，才看着講。原來泰國風台中大種水交相片共款，伊才發現着講，其實已經有政府咧個照顧伊，互伊袂拄着即款災難。
And the same Tao relative also told me another story. There was a time, the next time she planned a vacation. She was planning to go to Palawan with some friends. And they were already booked in a hotel in Palawan. But what happened was that the master from Taiwan called her saying, "We are coming on this date and we need you to come with us to propagate the Tao." So she thought that was my day of vacation. That was the day that I'm supposed to go to Palawan with my friends. All right. And then what happened? So she canceled. Okay, she did not go. She did not go to Palawan. of course, she prioritized the master because she is, like I told you, she's very active in helping the master and the seniors to propagate the Tao. So the next day, okay, when it was time for them to go to, remember she canceled her trip to Palawan. The next day, she learned that in that same resort, in that same day when she was supposed to be there, the Abu Sayyaf kidnapped everyone in the resort. So next slide, please. There, that was the group. She was supposed to be there. But the master called her and told her, we are coming home, we are going to propagate the Tao. So what happened? Again, for the second time, heaven protected her from harm, right? And that's why after that, when she learned about that, she actually donated a huge sum of money to have a temple, a new temple erected.
So 这个大亲无，伊嘛是有了一摆，伊要安算讲，伊要安算讲要去巴拉湾嘛，拢买着机票啊，拢订着 hotel 咯，拢订着饭店嘛。了要去几工前无，这个是大家大亲拢有拄着的代志。咱已经要开始要运啊，咱的心肝已经讲要佚佗啊，才忽然间向点传师叫，点师叫讲，阮要办法费。侪大亲啊，对即款情形无拢会上去讲哇，咱的点传是遮啰嗦的。毋过，这个大亲就是讲，嘛是好，嘛是听话讲好，安尼我无要去办，伊都会交即款人做伙向啥阿布赛亚放假，所以这伊知影就是阵无，伊就讲哇，上帝真正就照顾我。
So those who help the poor and the needy are fortunate because they are angels sent by our Heavenly Father. Okay, so that was the next message of Jesus. And let's look at also one of the messages of Jesus when he was giving the Sermon on the Mount. Remember the Sermon on the Mount where he gave us the 8 Beatitudes. So it's very similar, right? Next slide, please. Where is the slide? Huh? Ayan. Next slide, please. Next slide. Ayan. So in the Bible, Jesus said the same thing. All right. He said that blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So these are the 8 Beatitudes, but I will focus on number 7. Okay, it is very similar to the message of Jesus right now. It says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the Son of God. All right, and that's why when Jesus said those who help the poor and the needy are fortunate because they are the angels sent by our Heavenly Father. So the people right now are not only, when we say needy, these are not only people who are lacking in material things. Right now, what the most people in the world are lacking in is spiritual help. Ati? Is Ati there?
Okay. 後
Ayan.
一個就是講，既是救人的人有福噶，因為你是天地所派的天使。伊這個就是叫 咱的耶稣的 Beatitude 讲的同款，相交这个句呢，就是第七的这个 Blessed are the pacemaker， 就是有写为平安做代志的人相福，为着伊是咱的sons of God， 咱的天地的囝。咱写无咱修道人，咱咧传道无，咱是咧毋是咱咧帮忙个人呢啲，毋是干那意思讲，咱咧帮忙的是无志人，欠物件的人，不但是安尼，咱嘛是咧帮忙讲一寡心会光，心会顶无光的人，就是叫做 poor in spirit， 就是无光，无够相信。无够知影，无够智慧 ，ignorance， 咱嘛是咧帮忙一寡人。
So there is a saying that that says the greatest blessing is to be a blessing to others.
有一个俗语，就是咧讲。上大的福，就是做人的福，就是祝福啦。咧祝福造成福，安尼祝福就是遮上大的福。
So let's go to the next slide, the next message of Jesus. It says, those who sacrifice for Tao are fortunate because our Heavenly Father cheers for their compassion and righteousness.
So 后一个就是为着奉献牺牲的人有福噶，因为上帝为你做义愿好。
Next slide, please. So in the Bible, it says, I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. Truly, I tell you, whatever you did for the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. So that was what Jesus told his disciples.
咱的耶稣就叫马太讲嘛，伊讲我咧枵你互我你饲我，我咧嘴大你互我通饮，我是陌生人，我是你毋三八的人，了你嘛是互我欢迎我，所以我才甲你讲，你互相无的人做的代志无，互相无的计较，相无的遐做的代志无，嘛是你为我做的代志，所以。不但是有志，也是无志。不但是什么种人，无你对伊的态度，就是对耶稣的态度。
So that's why whenever we help others, whether in preaching or whether in giving material things or whatever, but whenever we do the work of Tao, our Heavenly Mother is happy, and they make it easier for us. And they pave the way. They Heavenly Mother and the Buddhas and saints, they support us to make our work of propagating Tao and helping the others be easier.
若是咱咧帮忙做道务无，咱的上帝，咱的圣贤。咱拢会点帮，咱边仔拢帮忙咱，互咱开放咱的智慧，互咱甲有法度当找着办法，通互咱继续成全道亲成全咱家己。
I will give an example before. When I used to go to some temples in Binondo, there was a time when I finished late with one of my patients, and I was running late for my lecture in one of the temple. Then I immediately prayed Chikong Buddha, all right, Miming Shangti, Mila Chusher. I pray to everyone to help me reach my destination, and I pray that there is no traffic. I pray that I reach the temple early. Okay, I know that that prayer was impossible, but I believe, and when I went to the temple, there was no traffic. There was no traffic, and I was able to reach the temple early.
So 咱的讲师无，就是写伊常常咧写咧拜咧，常常咧求咱的这讲话佛无。伊讲，伊每一伊去开班时阵有法拄着遐塞车的时阵，伊拢会拜，拢会甲这讲话佛讲，互我路莫遐塞车，互我会当顺利到佛堂，会通讲课。
Next slide, please. So, the next message, those who undertake to disseminate the Tao are fortunate because evil spirits stay away from them and they are the author of their destiny.
为道开放下正的人有福噶，因为撒旦阿修罗，你分起，互你做主。
So, I will also share one story, and this happened, many years ago. And while I was driving home, it was late. It was around 7 or 8 in the evening, and there was traffic in Nagtahan. And then when I went down from the bridge, I saw that there was a commotion on the roadside. So, and there were police saying, stay away, there's a man with a gun. So what I did, I immediately, turned the wheel to the left side, not thinking that there was a car there. So I hit a car. But I have to go, I have to move forward because the police are saying, stay away, stay away, stay away. So I stopped at the nearest corner, and the other car, he stopped me in front of me because I hit him. I hit his door, right? So he started to stop in front of me, but I immediately prayed the 3 treasures. Chikong Buddha help me. All right, I prayed the 3 treasures. And I asked Chikong Buddha, please be with me, please help me. And so the other guy stepped down from his car, and he immediately shouted so many bad things to me because I hit his car and then I moved forward, remember? So he was mad at me. He thought that I was trying to escape from from what I did. And then what happened? I did not step from my car because I'm alone and it is late at night. So what he did, he is wearing Barong Tagalog. He is a lawyer, actually. He is a lawyer. And then he asked for my license. I gave my license. And I was also praying that some of the police will come, and the police came. And then the police said, what's the matter? I told him, please tell the guy that there is a shooting there. That's why I had to, swerve. And that's why I hit him. And then the police explained to him what happened, and the guy was able to calm down. He was really, I think he was ready to kill me. But, I prayed to Chikong Buddha. I prayed for, I prayed for guidance. I prayed for, to be calm in the situation. I did the 3 treasure. I was calm. And what happened? The guy came back to me, and then he said, sorry, I shouted at you. I told him it's okay. I'm doctor, and are you a lawyer? I said. He said yes. So next time, sabi ko sa kanya, please do not be hot-headed, but it's okay. I said I will pay for your car. Don't worry. And then he said, I believe you. And after that, the lawyer became my friend. We did not have any, any bad affinity anymore. I know that the Buddhas have saved me because I prayed the three treasure. I prayed for the help of the Chikong Buddha.
So 有一摆咱的公司几年前咧开车转去暗暝开车转去厝内时阵无1点6大忽然间有有 police 咧叫人走，为着有乱有代志有乱，有人有举钱咧拍死咧黑白拍人，咧开枪拍人。所以咱的讲师无，就是伊就向伊就听到即项代志无，伊就遐急啊要走，伊要走时阵无想清楚，无法度人想甲真清楚，所以伊甲车就是转咧，伊车就行喺倒边，无注意着讲倒边有另外一张车，伊才弄着迄张车，伊弄着迄张车无，为着咱的讲师听着咱的车咧警察咧叫人紧走无，所以伊无去停，就紧走去一个所在，走去一个转角一个角落，到着迄个转角时阵无，伊弄着车仔甲车划过来，伊划过来则停车，则甲咱的讲师讲，也上去的讲师一直骂，一直写。也生气，伊敢若按想要甲伊杀伊的体。即时阵无咱的讲师就一直互合同，讲咱用咱的三宝，用咱的三宝时阵无，伊则求老师善佛帮忙。迄时阵无走一个撇来，一个警察来，则甲解释互即个车头听讲，即样代志是为着我有甲伊讲下。我有甲人讲爱紧走，有人举钱咧杀人，所以即个社无即个听到即个代志的人，就忽然间就无生气啊，就甲咱的讲师讲说 sorry， 咱的讲师嘛有甲伊讲 sorry， 说伊就为着身份的帮忙无，伊就无出代志，无冤家，嘛无伤害着。无伤害着人，了伊嘛有好好甲钱赔，伊个社公司嘛有甲钱好赔即个弄车弄着车的迄个车头，了就安尼啊。
Okay. So next slide, please. Next slide. Those who are ridiculed and harassed because of their devotion to Tao are fortunate because our Heavenly Father are molding them into great beings, and those who are virtuous are never alone.
为着受记受榜的人有福啊，因为上帝遮你就造就你有德，因为过多。
Okay, so whenever I go to different places, I can only give my own testimony here. And whenever I go to different places, and a lot of people, for example, my students abroad, whenever I give them a talk before the class, they would be wondering, what is my religion, where did I get the things that I've been sharing to them. Okay, but not everybody will listen to you. All right, especially if you talk about vegetarianism, and if you, because in my daily life, in the practice of whenever I'm teaching, I always encourage students to become vegetarian. And there are students who would, try to mock you, or they will try to, or they will not believe you that vegetarianism is good for you because, they're of their attachment to eating meat, right? So whenever I hear, that people will not believe what you believe in, I remember what uh, the masters have said before. Whenever you encounter opposition, or whenever people do not believe in you, do not engage in a debate. Instead, respect their opinion, but because what's most important is that you create good affinity. And whenever I encounter, that's why whenever I encounter people who do not believe in what I say, I do not try to force my belief on them. It is actually teaching me to be more patient, to be more tolerant, and to be more respectful of other people.
咱会讲书，伊其实是较无拄着讲，互人伤假伤磅的，就是互人笑，互人写，互人讲歹话。虽然若是伫咧去社会时阵，遐侪人拢会甲伊问讲：你是信倒一个神？你是信倒一个宗教？特别是知影伊常常拢会甲人教人讲食菜好处无？遐侪人拢袂相信讲食菜对身体好，为着因拢有一个 attachment， 拢会执着讲爱食肉才会好安怎？爱食肉才有爽。每一摆咱的讲师若是听到这样代志无，伊拢会记咧讲咱的点传师有捌家讲咧讲。若是你拄着人咧抗议你，人无相信你，你嘛毋通交伊杀字，毋通交伊伫买吧。你交伊杀字无路用，为着你杀字，你嘛是干那会冤家尔，你嘛是会开始交人计无好缘。莫交人杀字，爱做诶事，爱尊重。爱会晓 respect 尊重别人，你有法通尊重别人，虽然恁两个人相信的代志无共款，不过你嘛是有法通计好缘。为着听到这样道理无，咱的讲师都咱家己拢会通学着讲爱做人，爱较有耐心，耐心，较有法通会晓袂遐个生气，会晓控制咱的脾气。
We all know about the sacrifices and the difficulties that have been encountered by our Shichun Shermu, by our masters, and those who have come before us, our seniors. And we all know that those difficulties have only molded them into greater persons. And we, our relatives, we experience those difficulties in small ways, and let us appreciate the difficulties that we encounter every day, because these are just molding us into a better person.
咱的师尊师表拢有拄着遐侪啥，遐侪考验考验。因的生活的时阵无，嘛是着遐侪人会欺负，着遐侪人会会歹看法。咱的点传师，咱的前贤，嘛是受到时阵无，嘛是有拄着遐侪痛苦。不过，不管咱的前贤，咱的前父拄着啥物痛苦无？伊拢袂伊拢袂放弃，伊拢袂讲无爱阁受刀，无爱阁行刀啊！伊拢会知影，咱拢会晓有感恩讲拄着痛苦，拄着考验，其实是 咱会生活得互人生存的一个机会，咱会当受着苦，还是会当受着生存。
Next slide, please. And the last message for this time, back. No, yeah. Those who encourage and teach others are the truth of the Tao are fortunate because they are the enlightened disciples of our Chikong Buddha and Yehui Buddha.
上后尾的就是爱多人生存人的人有福噶，因为你是这讲话规上标准的门徒。
When I was in Baguio a couple of years ago, there was a seminar there, and both Chikong Buddha and Nanhai Gufo came down to through a medium, and Chikong Buddha called me to go in front. He asked me, "Come here." He tapped me with his fan. Sabi niya, "You," sabi niya, "come here." So I went in front and kneeled in front of him, and then he told me that you have been one of my disciples. Um, he it's like he told me, you are one of my disciples, and what you did not know is that whenever you call me, I am always there beside you. That's what he said, and that's why I wish I can talk to you, but you cannot hear me, but I'm always there. That's what he said. And then who will know I call Chikong Buddha all the time? Of course, only Chikong Buddha, right? Only Chikong Buddha will know that. So he told me that when I talk to people, sabi niya, sometimes you think they're not listening to you, but just continue to talk to them through the heart. That's what he told me. Talk to the people through the heart, and I will never forget that what he said.
有一摆，咱的讲师有去参加白玉的法会，这法会无，这讲话就去先佛计巧，伊计巧伊就甲咱的讲师叫去头前，讲其实你是我的门徒，虽然你拢毋知影，虽然你拢未看到我，但是你每一摆叫我。阮拢知影，我知影你常常叫我，然后你叫我时阵，我拢伫你的边啊，拢会听着你咧讲的，你咧甲讲的代志。所以你爱知影讲，你讲的，你甲人讲的话无，虽然看袂出来，毋过人拢有咧慢慢咧甲你听落去。所以咱嘛是，咱都爱甲对人较有法通忍耐的。
So every day, in my daily life, because I'm given the opportunity to talk to a lot of people, like for example, our students, our nurses, I always try to spread the truth in my own way, based from what I learned from the temple, and I try to speak to my students, straight to the heart. Actually, so many times I go to the US, I go to different countries, I go to here in the Philippines. Many students will tell me that I touch their lives and I change their lives. One student actually just early this morning, I saw her message and she said, "Thank you, Dr. Pika. Because of your words of wisdom, you changed my life." And then she said, "After I attended your course, nursing, but I always speak words of motivation and inspiration in every day." And then she said that after I took your course, it changed me for the better. And after that, I didn't pass the exam at first, But when we arrived in the US, my husband had cancer. And then when I took the exam just this month, he was diagnosed. He was diagnosed with. He had a stroke. He had a stroke. But because of your motivation and inspiration, because of your words of wisdom, I was able to carry on with a light heart, and I was able to carry on the lessons that you taught us. So after hearing that, I felt very fortunate because all the things that I shared with my students, I would not be able to do that if not for the lessons that I learned in the Tao. I'm giving you this testimony because we have a great opportunity to touch the lives of other people that we meet every day. The lessons that we hear here are not only for us. We are all disciples of Chikong Buddha. It's not only me. We receive the Tao. We are learning the Tao. What are we supposed to do? We have to practice, and we have to continue to propagate the truth in every way that we can.
咱的讲师就是讲伊是啥吧？伊是做先生嘛。伊做先生常常会去美国，常常会到菲律宾会教人。伊交别个先生无共款，就是讲伊拢会用机会去甲人拢会甲人教人讲，一点咱的一点道场学着的物件，无拢会传互别人，拢会甲人讲。伊今仔早起无有一个学生甲伊讲，伊对咱的公司也感恩，为着虽然这学生无，伊早有去考 nurse 考无掉，考护士考无掉，了伊的翁无，伊的 husband 无有癌症，了最近阁有心脏病，有心脏的心脏病，我不晓心脏病的代志。虽然伊受着这个病痛无，伊就受着咱的公司的鼓励无，伊嘛是袂放弃，袂讲无爱阁读册，无爱阁去做护士啊。所以到即马阁是继续去读册，继续面对拢总生活会苦。咱的公司车即个就讲，都爱互咱知影讲。其实咱逐个，咱做到钱无，咱听这讲外好地话无，咱成全别人，咱度人，咱讲道理无，不管咱看会着是看袂着无，咱拢会通改变人的生命。所以为着咱逐个拢是咱这讲外非菩萨的的门道，所以咱都爱好好受道，好听咱。好好听咱的师父的话。
So next slide, please. So remember, the more we teach positive ideas to others, the better we learn them ourselves. So how do we learn? When we take the opportunity. Now that we have received the Tao, we are already very fortunate. Our wisdom is opened. We have to continue to learn the Tao, the truth in our everyday lives. We do not stop learning, and we have to apply it. We have to practice what we learn, and then we have to share it with others because like what Buddha said, we are just walking each other home.
So, 咱愈有法通教人无，咱就愈有法通成全人，咱愈有法通互人一个好的观念。咱愈教人无，咱嘛是愈会通家己学习着。所以咱都爱趁机会，咱都爱继续去传道，继续受道，继续学习道，继续做好代志。
So let us all appreciate what we have right now. Be grateful that we have the opportunity to receive the Tao. We are very fortunate that we are given the opportunity also even through this pandemic, to continue to learn the Tao. And but what's important is that let us practice what we learn, all right? And then, of course, let us continue to propagate or share whatever we learn about the truth to others. And that is, how you will realize how very fortunate you are.
所以咱都爱感谢讲，咱有求着道，得着道，咱有啥，有法度通学习着道。虽然即马咱规世界拢有受着上也大的苦，为着咱的肺炎嘛，咱的 corona 嘛，咱嘛是个人继续去学习，继续去练习，继续去传道。那咱会当有感恩的心无？咱都会知影讲，其实咱拢是也福气。
All right. Lastly, today we are already in the white young period, okay, and this is the time of the Tao propagation, and we are very, very fortunate that we are alive today. We are very fortunate because every day you look at your Facebook, you look at your social media, it's like obituary, right? People are dying here and there, but because you and I are still alive, we are so very fortunate, first of all, that we are still given the opportunity to practice, to cultivate, and to propagate the Tao. So let us not waste our time here on earth, and not only feel fortunate, but let us also help the others realize the truth.
做上后尾无，咱都爱会记得讲，咱即马是咱的白羊的时代的时阵，就是咱啥大道大着普渡的时阵，大道普渡。但是咱即马的生活无，咱都爱继续受道，为着亲像咱。每一摆咱开咱的 Facebook， 咱去上网，咱开咱的脸书 Facebook， 开咱的 social media， 看时阵拢个看到遐济人咧，遐济人拢规空，遐济人翘去，遐济人死去。咱即马个咱虽然有疫情，嘛是个会当继续活无，咱是真福气，所以咱就毋通浪费即时间，咱就毋通拍算时间。咱爱继续去受道，爱学习道，爱了解真理，行道。
So I would like to once again thank the Heavenly Mother, the Buddhas and the sages, the masters, for the opportunity to learn and the opportunity to help others to learn through this lecture. And if there is something that if I have many mistakes, and if I was lacking in something, I'm asking for forgiveness from our Heavenly Mother and for forgiveness from all of you. Thank you so much.
所以上后尾就是来感谢咱的社点传师，感谢咱的前贤，感谢社福点传师。前贤感谢大家人，有阮一个机会通学习，有阮一个机会通讲课，互人互人了完了，若是阮两个有讲到毋对的所在，讲到无真清楚、无真好的所在，请大家人，互阮一个原谅，要请多多包涵。要请点传师补充。
Thank you, Sister Marie and Brother Christopher. 咱的请咱的，sorry， 咱的请咱的蔡点传师甲咱扯背是，甲咱扯背结论，点传师扯背。
好，各位就请好汉面，请上阵翻译。
好，阿弥，
各位就真好暗暝。
好，阿弥，
好，阿弥。
即个吼，今仔日咱的讲师吼，是用英文来甲咱讲道理。翻译的周俊顺人是伫咧台湾，所以中啊吼有迄网络较无好势，咱听到较无清楚的所在，请大家原谅。
Tonight, our lecturer has made a lecture for us in English, and the one who is translating for us tonight is our brother Chris. And since brother Chris is in Taiwan and our sister Marie is in Manila, and there was some interruption of internet, maybe there were parts that were not clear, so we hope you can understand and will pardon us.
那么，后仔先讲这篇道理，这篇佛文的迄个因缘后仔踮咧遮解说一下。
So here I will explain the
干那字干那字后仔会请多啦Rosemarie 讲这篇道理，我即马踮咧遮做一个说明。
I will explain tonight why I requested Dr. Pika to have this lecture tonight.
差不多疫情咧发生进前无偌久吼，伊的办公室搬所在，伊伫伊的办公室吼，安一尊迄个关怀女子。
So before the COVID-19, Dr. Pika has transferred her home, and she has
office.
Transferred her office, and she has an image of our Wan Fali Chu in her office.
伊咧吼，我拄仔看到这篇fun文，就是吼，咧2018还是2019的时阵吼，迄个耶稣伫咧I-Kuan道开法会的时阵吼，落来甲道亲结缘的一篇fun文。
So this holy message was a holy message from our Jesus Christ around 2018 or 2019, when there was a holy seminar in our I-Kuan Temple, and the lecture was the one that Jesus Christ has had for us during that time.
咱大家若是有读基督教学堂还是天主教学堂的人，就会知影讲吼，耶稣伫咧互迄个考验的时阵，伫咧山顶40几工，尾伊悟道以后就讲吼8句话还是9句话吼，就是咱拄仔伫咧讲道理的时阵吼，Rosemarie 有甲咱列出来几句话。
So for those who have been studying in Christian schools, you will know that Jesus Christ, when he was in the mount for 40 days, he had a sermon on the mount which was entitled the Eight Beatitudes. So the Eight Beatitudes were mentioned by Dr. Pika a while ago.
迄个耶稣吼，真少年就归空了，无法度个传道。
Jesus Christ died when he was really young, and he was not able to continue his propagation of Tao.
伊就是要耶稣，伊毋是咧传基督教，耶稣是咧传道。
Jesus Christ did not just propagate Christianity; he was propagating Tao.
propagate 传真理。
He was propagating the truth.
那么伊30几岁就无迄个机会，个继续传真理。看到咱即马吼，北洋时代，咱遐尼侪道亲吼，遐尼侪前辈者，遐尼侪前现代的有即个福气通好传道，所以赞叹吼，伊甲咱 praise， 甲咱讲咱求道的人足福气的。我活到30几岁，我就归空就爱等于见天父恁即马我就爱继续一直传道，恁足福气的哦。
So since Jesus Christ died when he was just more than 30 years old, he was not able to continue with his Tao propagation. And so when he observed that we, the disciples of the White Young period, were able to continue and to do propagation here, he was sending his praises for us. That's why during a holy seminar, he came down and gave us this holy message.
讲的话，甲伊天顶伫咧山顶讲的迄几句啊，差不多迄款的 sentence 啊，看落去吼，咱会真正感动。所以后我看了这篇副文以后吼，就甲 Rosemarie 说讲啊，你甲伊叫Christopher 阿弟甲伊用咱的话甲翻译做英文，甲解说互伊听。啊，再今仔日有叫伊来讲这篇道理。
So the lecture, the message that Jesus Christ gave us during the Holy Seminar was very similar to the style of the 8 Beatitudes. That's why our Tianchuan thought that she will request our Dr. Pika to make this, to lecture us with this topic, and then requested also our brother Chris to translate it for us.
讲主伊嘛是大主，因厝内有按不长。
Our lecturer tonight, Dr. Pika, is also a temple owner.
因厝内有不长吼，那么伊常常吼，别个组的不长啊，邀请去因的不长吼，讲英文的道理，或者是吼训练因的迄个道亲讲菲律宾的话的道理，毋是干那。 Rosemarie 安尼，咱的助理律师嘛，常常吼，各组邀请去讲道理，邀请去帮助因训练讲师。
Our sister Marie is often invited by other temples to conduct lectures in their temples and also to do training for the junior lecturers. Not only Dr. Pika, but also our sister Lucy is also often being invited to other temples to conduct lectures and to also train the junior lecturers.
所以这两位吼，常常伫别个不堂内面吼，看到拄着神父领导来写fund文。
So both of them will oftentimes visit other temples, and they were able to experience the coming of different saints and sages to deliver their lectures and messages to us.
那所以这寡神父来拢是甲咱讲修道是一个足要紧的代志，上幸福的代志。
So most of the time, when the saints and or Buddhas come and talk to us through a medium, oftentimes he will tell us that cultivation is a very happy and lucky thing to do.
咱今仔日有法度踮咧遮伫网络内底有台湾的人伫台湾的道亲伫各一个Island的道亲，咱大家踮咧遮做伙来空中见面，空中学习咱是毋是真正福气咧？
So especially now that we are conducting lectures through Zoom, we are able to listen to different lectures. Even lectures conducted in Taiwan, we are able to listen and join those lectures. So are we not very lucky?
所以咱一定要甲这个班保持落去，大家更加进步更加拍拼伫内底学到一寡物件。 那么帮助咱济公老师，帮助咱外地菩萨去度人，去成全人。
So since we have this very good opportunity, we have to take the opportunity and to really learn from each and every lecture that we have, and to use what we have learned and listened to help our Qigong Buddha and our Yahweh Pusa to propagate Tao and to help other people receive Tao.
咱今仔日因为点钟的原因咱就简单说到这那么希望各位咱每一礼拜拢踮咧遮见面，因为咱开班拢有礼拜的时阵，咱就是有接到金线。
So we have to really treasure this chance to have this experience to listen to lectures, and that we have to take this opportunity to learn and also to be a part in the Tao propagation, because more people will join and listen to lectures, more people will be connected to the golden thread of heaven.
接着金线吼，金线要去转去天顶的金线吼，会记的哦。开班，互咱会当接着金线，即句话爱记起来。
So it is a golden thread that will bring us back to heaven. So we have to remember that every time we listen and join lectures, we are having a chance to hold on to this golden thread back to heaven.
那么明仔日，明仔日早起，明仔日早起吼是咱长老真人甲完真人的对书大会。
So tomorrow is the anniversary of our 长老前人 and 袁前人。
咱伫迄个吼，咱的群组内底有宣布，什么几点要你去吼，咱大家照点钟你去吼，甲咱老前人、甲咱完前人做伙。安尼，过来感受吼，因两位老大人的慈悲，过来回想伊对咱的种种的照顾。
So we have announcement on our messenger group on what time tomorrow for everyone we can join the Zoom tomorrow, and let us all join and let us all recall how our 长老前人 and 袁前人had loved and sacrificed for us, and let us all feel their compassion for us.
几点你宣布一下？几点？
哪里8点半吧，真是。
你看觅，我看一下，我看个 group 一下。
Tomorrow.助理，你有迄个点钟的无啊？
咱做10点嘛，毋是咧。
好，我看一摆哦，毋通看毋对哦。
安尼要check。
再确定一下，不要看错。
好。
Okay. Tomorrow.
10点。
10点哦。
好。
Tomorrow morning it will start at 10 a.m. and the meeting ID will be posted on our messenger group.
好安尼咱明仔日大家请入去长老真人甲完真人的对书大会内底。
So tomorrow, let us all join and let us all enter Zoom and join the celebration.
请恁写恁的地方菲律宾甲你的名，中文名，你若有英文名写英文名，若有中文名写中文名。
So a reminder, please, that when we join the Zoom meeting tomorrow, please don't forget to rename ourselves to our real name. If we have Chinese name, please use the Chinese name, and also state the city and country that we are from, so that people from Taiwan will know who we are.
OK， 咱今仔日暗暝的班就到这请各位道亲大家保重。
So our lecture will be up to here, and may we wish that everybody will take care of yourselves.
好，来结班下班。